Have you ever wondered how the Roman Empire, a civilization so ancient, managed to amass such immense wealth? Let's take a journey back in time to the humble beginnings of this mighty empire. Our story starts with a legend. It begins with two brothers, Romulus and Remus, who were raised by a she-wolf in the wild. This mythical tale of the founding of Rome is as symbolic as it is fantastical, embodying the strength, endurance, and cunning that would characterize the Roman Empire. From these humble beginnings, Rome was not built in a day. Its strategic location on the Italian peninsula, with the Mediterranean Sea at its doorstep, was a crucial factor in Rome's early growth. This location, coupled with the determination and valor of its people, set the stage for Rome's future prosperity. As the Roman Republic grew, so did its need for a robust economy. The Roman Republic, renowned for its military prowess, was on a quest for economic innovation. This quest was driven by a simple yet profound understanding. A strong economy was the foundation of a strong state. And so, Rome began its economic revolution. One of the first steps in this revolution was the introduction of a standardized currency. Before this, Rome had been using a haphazard mix of barter and foreign coins. But a standardized currency, known as the denarius, brought a newfound stability and predictability to the economy. This silver coin became the backbone of Roman commerce, facilitating trade and exchange throughout the Republic. But Rome didn't stop there. As the Republic expanded, it began to build an advanced network of trade routes. These routes, spanning across land and sea, connected Rome to regions far and wide, from the sun-drenched shores of North Africa to the misty forests of Northern Europe. The Romans were not just warriors, they were traders, and their trade networks were a testament to their economic ingenuity. These trade networks didn't just transport goods, they transported ideas, innovations, and culture, making Rome a melting pot of the ancient world. And as goods flowed into Rome, so did wealth. The city's markets were teeming with exotic items, from fine silks and spices from the east to gold and ivory from Africa. As the Republic grew richer, it began investing in public works. The grand aqueducts, the sprawling road networks, the magnificent public buildings, they were all testament to Rome's economic power. But the Republic's economic revolution wasn't just about accumulating wealth. It was about creating a system that could sustain the Republic's growth. A system that could fuel its grand ambitions. This system was built on innovation, trade, and a standardized currency. Rome's economic revolution laid the groundwork for an empire that would span continents. The rise of the Roman Empire marked a golden age of wealth and prosperity. This era was defined by the reigns of emperors who were truly larger than life. Emperors like Augustus and Trajan, whose leadership saw Rome reach its zenith in terms of territorial expansion and wealth. Augustus, Rome's first emperor, ushered in a period of relative peace known as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, which lasted for over 2 centuries. Under his reign, Rome blossomed into a vibrant hub of culture, commerce, and political power. But it was not just Rome that flourished under his rule. Augustus expanded the empire's frontiers, bringing new lands and people under Roman control. Then came Trajan, a ruler often celebrated as the Optimus Princeps, or the best ruler. Under Trajan, the empire reached its maximum geographical extent. The wealth that flowed into Rome from these far-flung territories was staggering. New lands meant new resources to exploit and new people to tax. Trade also played a pivotal role in Rome's golden age of prosperity. The empire's extensive trade routes spanned from the sandy deserts of North Africa to the misty shores of Britain, and even as far as the exotic lands of the East. Goods, ideas, and people moved freely across these routes, further enriching the empire. But let's not forget about Rome's taxation system. It was in many ways the backbone of the empire's wealth. The conquered lands were not just sources of raw materials and labor, but also provided a steady stream of revenue in the form of taxes. The more the empire expanded, the more taxes it collected, fueling its wealth and prosperity. In short, the golden age of the Roman Empire was a time of unprecedented growth and prosperity. It was an era defined by powerful emperors, expansive trade routes, rich new lands, and a meticulous taxation system. The Roman Empire, at its peak, was a beacon of wealth and prosperity that the world had never seen before. This golden age, this era of opulence and grandeur, still captivates us today, centuries after the fall of the empire. Opening, no discussion of Roman wealth would be complete without mentioning the gladiators. Now, when we think of gladiators, we might imagine fierce warriors battling for their lives in grand arenas, the crowd roaring with anticipation. And while that's not entirely off the mark, there's a lot more to the story. The staging of gladiatorial games was not just a form of public entertainment, it was a symbol of Roman wealth. Let's dive a little deeper. To begin with, training a gladiator was an expensive venture. Prospective gladiators, often slaves or prisoners of war, were sent to gladiator schools, or ludi. Here, they were trained by experienced veterans, fed a high-protein diet, and given the best medical care available. The cost of maintaining these schools was high, but the Romans saw it as an investment. A well-trained gladiator was a valuable commodity. Next, consider the arenas. The Colosseum, the most famous of them all, was a marvel of engineering. It could seat over 50,000 spectators, featured elaborate trapdoors and elevators for dramatic entrances, and even had a retractable roof. Maintaining such grand structures was an enormous financial undertaking, a testament to the vast resources at the empire's disposal. And then, there were the games themselves. Gladiatorial contests were lavish spectacles, often lasting several days. They featured exotic animals from the far reaches of the empire, spectacular theatrical performances, and of course thrilling fights. Organizing these games was a costly affair, with the expenses often borne by wealthy individuals looking to curry favor with the public. In essence, every aspect of the gladiatorial games, from the training of the fighters to the staging of the contests, was a display of Roman opulence. The fact that the empire could afford such extravagance was a clear indication of its immense wealth. Closing, the gladiators, for all their blood and sweat, were a testament to the immense wealth of the Roman Empire. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. Even the mighty Roman Empire, with its unparalleled wealth and power, was not immune to this universal truth. The decline of the Roman Empire wasn't an overnight event. It was a long, drawn-out process that spanned over centuries, marked by economic instability, corruption, and external invasions, all gnawing away at the empire's foundations. The economic prosperity that once defined Rome started to crumble. The empire's vast territories became increasingly difficult to manage. As Rome's military expenses skyrocketed, the once flourishing economy began to buckle under the strain. The empire's reliance on slave labor for its economic prosperity also started to backfire, as the number of slaves dwindled due to decreasing conquests. This led to labor shortages and a drop in agricultural production, causing food prices to soar and crippling the Roman economy. Corruption, too, played a significant role in Rome's downfall. The once revered position of the emperor became a seat of corruption, with individuals often seizing power through force and assassination. This led to political instability, with a rapid turnover of rulers who were often more interested in their own wealth and power than the welfare of the empire. And then came the external threats. The Roman Empire, once the predator, became the prey. Barbarian invasions swept across the empire, with tribes such as the Visigoths, Vandals, and Ostrogoths plundering Roman territories. The empire, weakened by internal strife and economic instability, could not withstand these attacks, eventually leading to the sack of Rome in the 5th century. The fall of the Roman Empire marked the end of an era of wealth, power, and prosperity. But even as Rome's physical empire crumbled, its cultural and intellectual legacy endured, leaving behind a wealth of knowledge and tradition that continues to shape our world. The Roman Empire may have fallen, but its legacy of wealth and prosperity continues to intrigue us even today.